Hey, Vinyl community, Jeff here again. Just time to show a couple things that I got in recently. These are actually related to birthday. Now, my birthday was in July, so it was a couple weeks ago. And it all stems from the contest video I made the other day for Thrash Maniac for Levi. I had showed the Impaler 45 and talked about how while I was in Richmond, I saw the first album. It was outrageously expensive. So I went online and just was saying, well, you know, let me take a look at what we've got for their early albums. Because as far as I know, the first EP, which is what I had back in the day, was on vinyl. The first full-length album, which I mentioned, If We Had Brains We'd Be Dangerous, was on vinyl. And then pretty much everything after that was just CD only, until, some of this stuff like this. They've had some singles and some split singles and things like that. But no other full-length albums on vinyl. So I went looking and I found out that I had kind of missed out on one. And so I went ahead with the gift card I had from Amazon and made the purchase. If We Had Brains, We'd Be Dangerous by Impaler. This is a reissue and it came out in 2023 from a label in Portugal. But it was on Amazon for a decent price. And it's got a new cover, new artwork and everything. And so, yeah, I said, well, I better grab this because it's been out for 2 years. And let's see, it's on a splatter, which makes sense. Now, I will say I also found the EP, which has some bonus tracks on too. And I have ordered that, but that's coming from a different source. So I was able to acquire those two albums that I'm familiar with. And then I guess I'll go ahead and mention that then I found out when I dug a little deeper that their third album, which was only on CD, has been reissued by, again, some small label, and it got reissued on vinyl just this year. And I found they were selling on Discogs for free shipping, for $25. So I ordered that, but I don't know when that'll be here. So that means the first three Impaler albums. Anyway, this is the first full-length album. The first EP was a little, a little thrashy, little speed, little metal, little punk feel. This one's a little more well-formed, a little more better production, straightforward stuff. The only thing weird about this, and I noticed this when I looked at the images for the Rise of the Mutants EP, is the image on the back, they chop off. I don't know what the deal is here. They cut the guy's head off here. And I saw a picture of the back of the EP, and it's got, this guy on the back, and it's the same thing. It's like his top of his head's chopped. I don't know who did this bad cropping, but Rare Bird recordings, just, whatever. But, not a big deal. Musically, it's been remastered and everything from the original tape. So that was something I said, I better grab that because it's 2 years old and it wasn't super expensive, but it was, it wasn't going to go down anytime soon. And the other one I went ahead and got, which has been on my wish list for a while. And again, it's another limited pressing from someplace overseas. And that's the Steeler. They reissued this, like somebody, Ron Keel's Camp, reissued this on CD. It was a bunch of the Steeler tracks. Steeler, as most people know, there's one album out by Steeler. It's got Ryan Keel on vocals. It's got Yngwie Malmsteen on guitar. And that's his debut in America. And that's what everybody knows it for. But Steeler actually was a band prior to Yngwie joining it. It was a Keel, and this is the band here, and they existed in, this is 81 through 82 recordings, which is before the 83 album with Yngwie. Some of the songs on here didn't make it to the album. But they were a Tennessee band that located out to Hollywood and to make it in the big scene out in the, California scene. And these are all recordings from around that time period leading up to the actual Shrapnel album that had Yngwie Malmsteen on it. So this is, some of these recordings were all on that first album, but quite a few weren't. It's a double record set. There are different colors. I believe, I just got the black one, but I believe there were different colors on this, but maybe it's something else I'm thinking of. It's got a cool insert with the story. It's got all the information about all the tracks on there. It has a reproduction poster back in the day of the band. And yeah, so like I said, all the songs have been, you know, cleaned up, remastered and everything. And it was released on CD back in 2020, which I did buy. And so now the company has put it on vinyl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to definitely grab that. And I've listened to it and it sounds great. I just love this stuff. You know, I love Ron Keel and I love what he's done. And so it's got a cool thing in there. So yeah. So again, this one is one I've been watching it. It came out in like earlier this year, I believe. I want to say 2025. Yeah. So it came out earlier this year. I've been watching it. The price hasn't fluctuated any. It's not like it's, you know, it's probably not going to go drop anytime soon. So had the gift card. I used it between these two. I threw in a little extra money of my own to get these both and considered that a birthday present, but just some great stuff. You can see the tracks there. If you want to freeze that and take a look or just look it up online. But yeah, so it's got 16 tracks on here. So really good stuff. And it sounds pretty decent. Some of it's a little rougher demo quality. It seems like the further you get into the album, but there, you know, most of these were demos that, I mean, a handful of these were a demo tape released, professional studio, but demo tape released for the band to get some, you know, attention. So anyway, just some fun stuff there. And like I said, I do have 2 more Impaler albums coming now. One should be here any day now. The other one, I'm not sure how long it's going to take because it's just coming from, again, some small label somewhere. But that's kind of cool. There's quite a Impaler. I know they're an unknown band by most people, but they probably got like 10 albums out since the 80s. And even a fairly new one, like maybe 2-3 years ago that I have digital tracks for. Anyway, fun stuff. Just wanted to share that. I'll see you later. Rock on and rock hard.